All right, so we're on our last video there. So 17, given exactly one x-intercept, that's the key. That was a tricky one. Did it fool you? Pause me. Can you figure it out? What does exactly one x-intercept mean? What do you think? So if it's exactly one x-intercept, right, at 2, 0, if it means there's exactly one, it doesn't cross anywhere else, that means that it's going to cross, right? That means that. It means that this is going to go across down here at -12. And so that means that we can actually use that as just the vertex form. Really? Yeah, because one x-intercept means it says exactly one, which means there's not two. When there's exactly one, then that's where the vertex is. Okay, so then we'll go y equals a, x minus h, where our h is a 2, all squared, plus k value, which is 0. That's our hk. And then we'll take our y-intercept, and we'll plug in as 0 for x, and a -12 for y. Okay, so then 0 minus 2 is -2. -2 squared is a 4. That 0 goes away because it's a 0. Equals -12. And that's supposed to be an a. And so then we'll divide by 4. Pause me. Try it on your own. Pause me. So then we're going to learn is if you pause me, you got to try it on your own. You behind the screen. Try each one on your own. Then push play and see how you did. We have little a is equal to -3. See, it's upside down. So then we get y equals -3. That's the a value. X minus h, which our h was 2. And then that's all squared, and our k value was 0. So you can just leave it like that. K value is 0. I mean, you could put a plus 0 there just to show it, but 0 goes away. And the next one, they give you the vertex at 1 point. So maybe I'll jump to number 20, let you try 19 on your own. It's same idea as number 17. They give you the vertex, they give you 1 point. No, pause me. I'm only going to show you in a second. You got to pause me. Pause me. Try it on your own. Then see how you did. So the way you're going to learn, come on, come on. Give it a try. So our y value is -7. We don't know our a value. Our x value is 4. Our h value is 6, all squared. And then plus 1 for the k value. So that's -2 squared again, which is 4. We have a plus 1. Man, you skipped some steps on that one, Newbold. You know I did. So we get -8 is equal to a times 4. We divide by 4. We get a equals -2. Whoa. See, that wasn't too bad. X minus h all squared plus 1. So this is saying 2 units to the right and 9 units up. Right? Write an equation for the function that translates. So you're trying to write, so this is the parent function, and you're trying to write an equation that translates 2 to the right. Is that negative or positive 2? Think about it. And up 9, right? Going 9 up. Think about it. I'll let you fill it in. Think about it. Think about it. Okay, so then let me see here. So 21, I think I might have put on Canvas, maybe not, but you definitely need to know how to do it for the test. So try it on your own first, pause me, and then we'll show you how to do it. Carter's physics class is launching rockets. Last year, the record was 225 feet. Carter wants to beat that record this year. His rocket starts on a platform 2 feet above the ground. Draw your picture. Sketch a picture. So we've got our platform with our rockets. That's kind of like a rocket, just weird looking rockets. I don't know. 3, 2, 1. Lift off. Okay, so the rocket lifts off. And so again, it was 2 feet off the ground. So that's going to be our starting place here at, let's see, if this is an x-axis and this is a y-axis, it's going to be at the coordinate 0, 2. It's going to go, not to scale, not to scale. It's supposed to go really high up, actually. It's supposed to go like that. So by some miracle, his class is to gather the following information, we launched his rocket. Okay, sure. So at 0.25 seconds, his rocket was 110 feet off the ground. And at 2 seconds, his rocket was only at 10 feet off the ground. So that's a pretty fast rocket. It came down pretty fast too, didn't it? Okay, beautiful. So we've got to write a quadratic function modeling the path of the rocket, round to 3 decimal places. So this is where we taught you in class to use the quad regression. Remember? Remember quad regression? So you're going to go to the stat button, stats. You're going to go to edit your data, so stats, and then enter your data. I'm going to go ahead and clear that list, and up to L2, clear, enter. Up to L3, clear, enter. So remember, list 1 is the x values. Okay, list 1 is going to be the x values. And so our x values for list 1 are 0, 0.25, and 2 seconds. So that's all the seconds. And then our feet is going to be L2. That's going to be our y values, L1 and L2. And so our y, remember they got to match up. So 0 goes with a 2, right? And then the next one is 110, and then back down to 10. So boom, then boom, then boom. So make sure those all match up accordingly. Now put them in your calculator. 0, enter, 0.25, enter, and 2 seconds, enter, right arrow. Make sure they match up. 2, enter, 110. You're going to have to do this on test. You got to know how to do this. And then 10, enter. Okay, so now that we've got them on our list, we can do a quad regression. And so that's going to try to match an equation to those 3 dots. And so we go to the stat button. We go over to calc. Again, stat button, over to calc. And it's going to be option what? Option 5 for quad regression. And so it's going to be list 1 and list 2 is our 2 lists. And I'm actually going to store it this time into the regression equation because then it'll graph it for us. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and store it in there. So you got some buttons to push to get to that. So first you're going to push bars, B-A-R-S. Do you see it red on my screen there? And then go to the right one, Y bars. And then function, push enter or push the number 1. And then Y1, there it is, practice for the test. Okay, so now it's going to store it in there and do regression. So enter and calculate. Enter. Whoa, what a crazy equation. What a crazy equation. So go ahead and write that down. Go ahead and write that down. Okay, so we get y is equal to the a value, which is negative 244. It says to go 3 decimal places. So 0.571 x squared, right? Because that's our a value next to x squared. Our b value is next, so plus 493.14. Remember, the 8 rounds the 2 up to a 3. And that's x. That's x, good. And then last but not least, plus 2, because that was our starting spot. Okay, beautiful. That's our c value at the end there. Okay, beautiful. So we just wrote down our equation. Good. Beautiful. Okay, so next we're going to go ahead and use that regression to answer the question, right? So that was for part A. Part B, does Carter succeed in setting a new height record? Right, well let's see. So how high does it go? So we go to our calculator and we go to y equals and we type in that beautiful long equation up to 3 decimal places. If you follow what I showed you, it already stored it in y1. So then you push graph and it may or may not work. So it looks like it works, but it goes way up and way down really fast, right? So let's go to our window and change some of our parameters there, or some of our window x max and min, y min and max. So we're going from what? We're going from like, I don't know, -1 to 2 seconds, or maybe 3 seconds. How high are we going, right? So we're going to be going from, probably from what? From like 0, how high does it go, right? How high does it go? Maybe even -2, -3. So, wow, do you have a guess? Well, if the record is 220 feet high, maybe it's a little higher than that or lower, but let's do like 240, 250. So I'm going to go ahead and type in 250 and see if it gets us there, or maybe 240. Whoa, we almost reached the top. Look at that. Let's go back to our window and change our x maximum a little higher. How about 260? Whoa, we got it. Look at that. So we hit the trace button. Look, we're at the top. At 1 second, it goes 250.57 feet. Wow. Let's double check that's the maximum, though. You can use your calculator to find the maximum. Go second calc, second trace, second trace, second calc. It's option 4 for the maximum. There it is, option 4. Okay, so that's asking for a left bound. Go to the left of the maximum, right? Go to the left of the vertex a little bit. So right about there. Push enter. Now it's asking for a right bound. So go a little bit to the right. Push enter, right bound, push enter. Now it's asking for a guess. So you're going to guess right about there. And then push enter. Boom! So we were right the first time. So it's a 1, and then 250.587.588. So at about 1 second, about approximately 1 second, we get a maximum at 250 points. What was it? 250.58 rounded up to 8. So 0.588. Whoa. And so let's see. If the last year was 225 feet, so that is definitely greater than 225. So we say yes, he did succeed. Whoa. He did succeed. Explain your reasoning. So he did 25, approximately 25 feet higher than the record. Whoa. So higher than the record. How long does it take for the rocket to reach that height? Yeah, 1 second. Well, it's actually 1.00, was it 8? It says 3 decimal places, yeah. So it says 1.008 seconds. 8.1, which just truncates off at the 8. So 1.008 seconds is our answer there. Beautiful. So rewatch this video again, or try to do it on your own now. See if you can replicate what we just did there. Practice for the test coming up soon. All right, last but not least, you try 22 on your own, 23. What is the slope of the line? Oh, you remember slope formula, don't you? You got to know that for the ACTs. So it's m is equal to y2 minus, what is it? You know, come on. y1 over, what is it? x2 minus x1, good. And so this is our x1, y1, x2, y2, good. So we go -5 minus 1 all over x2, which is 2, minus x1. Careful, that's a -2. Good. So we just plugged in. We plugged in y1 there, and we plugged in x1 there. We plugged in x2 over here, and y2 over there. So it's basically like y2 minus y1 and x2 minus x1. Okay, what do we get? We get negative 5 minus 1 is negative 6. All over, negative times negative is a positive. 2 plus 2 is 4. And so we should get negative 3 halves, right? Negative 3 halves, which is D. Which is D. You need to make sure I did that right. 2 minus a minus 4. Yep, looks good there. Okay, keep studying. You got this. Keep learning math with me. You got this. Keep trying those evens now and submit them on Canvas. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.